Hey there, Johnny Davis from the Texas Guitar School. Hope everyone's having a good day today. In today's clip, what we're going to do is I'm going to play some examples of a couple of metal and rock style guitar licks in 2 and 3 string groupings. I'm firing up my blue Charvel SoCal today, and I'm going to use my newly acquired Marshall JCM 900 100 watt all tube 2x12 amplifier. Okay, let's get started. Alright, so what I'm going to do real quick is to give you some concepts and ideas to think about when you're putting together your licks. This first one's going to be out of E minor, E Aeolian. This will be starting on fret 12 on the bottom string. What we're looking for is to put our licks into 3-note groupings. So and then you can run those all up and down the fretboard as long as you have 3 notes per string is the idea behind it. That'll allow you to put your licks into groups of 3s, 6s, and 9s. This type of soloing pattern was made popular by guys like Marty Friedman, Paul Gilbert, and others that are part of that metal shred 80s genre of speed metal. Okay, so this bottom one we're going to start first fingers on 12, 14, 15, and we're going to slide up into major. Then we're going to take Aeolian straight up the neck, 3 notes per string. One more time. Okay, so there you go. That's your first shape. That's 3 notes per string, Aeolian, all the way up the fretboard. First string 12, 14, 15. Next string 12, 13, 15. The G string is going to be 11, 12, and 14. D string is going to be 10, 12, 14. A string 10, 12, 14. E string 10, 12, 14, all the way up. Okay, for shape 2 here, we're going to do some trem picking, which we've done for other clips. Now we're going to move to Phrygian, which is going to start on note B on the 6th string, which is fret 7. We're going to take the Phrygian shape up about 4 strings. Again, we're still in the key of E minor. So we're going to run a shape up to the top that's going to include 7, 8, and 10. The A string is going to be 7, 9, 10. The D string is going to be 7, 9, 10 again. And then we're going to resolve to the root, which is going to be fret 9 on the G string. That's going to be E. So we're going to have this pattern. Okay. We're going to use a little trem picking that we've used for other clips. We're going to put these into 3-string groups, maybe do a little trem picked triplet run. So slow, that's going to give us a trem picking exercise like this. One more time. If we were to run that up the fretboard, that would give us this. One more time. Okay, so for this third shape, what we're going to do is we're going to do, again, 3 notes per string. This time we're going to do 2-string groupings, and we're going to use the octaves up the fretboard in order to connect this shape. Okay, it's a really good way to organize and to run sequential licks up and down the neck. Okay, so we're still going to stay in Phrygian, but this time we're going to use the bottom of that shape. Again, we're still on B, okay, which is starting on fret 7 on string 6. Okay, now we're going to use the bottom shape. Okay, so starting on the bottom string, you're going to have 1, 2, 4, which is going to be 7, 8, and 10. The next string up is going to be 7, 8, and 10 again. So it's going to give you, finger-wise, it's going to give you a 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4 fingering pattern. Now if we use the octaves to connect those shapes and just connect them to the next octave, it's going to take us across 3 modal shapes: Phrygian, Dorian, and Ionian major. We're going to run that straight back up the fretboard. This time we're going to add a backside tap, okay, which means that we're going to be tapping the backside of the scale as we run it back up the fretboard, tapping in behind it. It's called a backside tap. So we're going to use fret 12, which is essentially all the notes from the nut just repeated an octave up. Okay, so it's going to give us this pattern. Repeated an octave back and repeated at the top. Okay, so we're going to have one more time. And all I'm doing there is I'm just taking the 1, 2, 4 fingering pattern and I'm simply connecting it to the octaves. In this case, what we'll have is we'll have a shape where we use that same pattern, connect it here. The next octave up repeats itself here. And then the third and final place is it repeats itself at the top of Ionian major. Okay, so we run that back. Now, if we use a backside tap with it, that'll give us a tapper that goes all the way up the fretboard. So if we were to put a little tap with that, we'd have one more time.